When someone insults you, tells you that you're wrong, or shows you a mistake you did, how do you feel, bro? And how do you react? Personally, I had only two ways in which I would react. The first way was feeling bad because he had just showed me something in which he was right and I was wrong, and I felt inferior and I didn't like that. And the second way in which I would react was to feel superior, to think that I was better, to think that he was wrong and I was right, and not even being open to listen to the other person's point of view because I thought that I knew it better. And that, to be very honest, was the more probable way in which I would react, bro. But it's crazy how much faster I improved and how much more I learned from every single conversation I have, and in general in my life, when I stopped doing that, when I started being more humble and stopped being so arrogant. But if you have tried to be more open for other people's opinions, you know how it is, bro. It's not that easy because we don't like to feel inferior, but we do like to feel superior. But I have found just a few days ago a trick that makes me naturally be more open and learn and improve much faster, bro. Just imagine I was there cooking with my brother. And we do this actually very often. We are there and we talk about our things, the things that we do in our lives. We try to look at them and we try to be open and give ourselves advice and improve from this kind of conversations. And I've seen that being open and really looking at what my brother tells me in this kind of conversations really helped me a lot and made me improve a lot. And very often I ask my brother for feedback on my YouTube videos, very simply because I want to improve them, I want to learn, I want to give you the best value that I can through my YouTube videos. And the other day, something interesting happened. He actually asked me for advice, for feedback on one of his videos. I was there, I was watching the video, and very honestly, it felt like he was not very natural. So I told him, I don't think that you're being very natural in this video. He told me that it was because he wanted to match his energy to the story, to make it more relatable, to add more value, because if someone relates to a story and if the story is actually good and makes the other person understand something, then obviously making a better story will add more value. And so his advice was actually not that bad. It was actually good, but I didn't want to admit it, because by admitting that my critique was basically wrong, I was admitting that I was wrong. I didn't want to admit that. It was not about admitting that he was right. That was not a problem. It was about not admitting that I was wrong. That was what I didn't want to do. And that evening then, I thought about it, as I do every evening. I think about my day. And I realized how stupid that was, bro. How stupid that I didn't want to admit that he was right and I was wrong, only because I thought that I had more YouTube experience and so I didn't want to feel inferior to him, right? How stupid is that, bro? I realized that that would not bring me anywhere. That would not serve me, because if we are not open for other people's opinions, then we will never learn, because we already know what we know, but we don't know what other people know, right? That is what I realized. And I realized that I wanted to be more open, because have you ever asked yourself why kids learn so fast? It is because they're very teachable, because they're very open. They don't think that they know it better. They're not arrogant. They are very humble. They are open. They want to learn new things. And when you tell them something new, they're really, really, really. They are not, no, that's not true. That's not true, right? That is why kids learn so fast, because they're open, because they don't think to know it better. And that was what I actually wanted to do too, because I knew that that had served me a lot in the past, being more open and accepting other people's critiques. But if you have tried it out, you know that it's not that easy. We don't like to feel inferior, but we like to feel superior. And so it's very easy to start become arrogant. And it's kind of hard to be humble when you don't have the right mental tricks, I think. And so I was there journaling about it, asking myself why over and over again I didn't like it at all, that I was being so arrogant, that I was not open. And in that moment, I realized the reason why I had been so arrogant and why I was not humble, why I was not open. And at the same time, I realized the trick to be more open. And the problem was very simply that I was too attached to my thoughts, to my actions, to my ideas. And that was because I was too attached to my identity. And when someone critiqued something that I did, it was kind of like they were critiquing a part of me, because a thought of mine was a part of me. And so if I was attached to myself, then I didn't want to be wrong, I wanted to be right. And so I obviously was not going to be open for the other person's point of view. But that is only when we feel attached to our identity and to everything that comes from it. So our thoughts, our actions, our ideas, and all those things. I realized that if I just viewed my character traits and my identity, therefore, as something that I have adopted because I think that it is the best thing for me in that moment to achieve my goals, then I will be very, very glad to let go of the things that don't serve me anymore. So just a little example. I used to be very, very selfish because I thought that getting more things for me, that getting everything for me was going to serve me, right? I thought that that was a good thing for me. Then I realized that it actually wasn't. But I thought that it was still the way I was. And so I couldn't change it, right? I am a selfish person. How can I change it? If we think it like that, then we will not change. But as soon as I started seeing it as a character trait that I had adopted in the past because I thought that it would benefit me, but now I see that it doesn't benefit me anymore, I can just let it go. As soon as I realized that it's not the best thing anymore. I realized that the key to be more open, to be more humble and less arrogant, at least for me, was to see my character traits and everything that came from it, not as myself, but as character traits that I have adopted because I think that they are the best thing for me to achieve my goals, but that I am very open to let go of. If someone shows me that they are not the best thing for me, right? If we see it like that, then a critique is no more an attack to ourselves. A critique is just a sign telling us that maybe a character trait that we have, maybe actions that we take, maybe a thought that we have, maybe an idea that we have, is not the best thing for us. And so when seeing it like that, I've seen that I am very, 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 very open, and I am very happy actually to change when someone shows me that the character trait that I have adopted is not the best for me. Then I will be very glad to let it go. And that served me a lot. That made me actually start being more open, more humble, less arrogant, and because of that, improve much, much faster and learn much more from every single conversation. Bro, it's crazy how much you learn from every single conversation and you actually improve when you start being more open. That is at least what I've seen on myself, very honestly. And realizing that I was not those character traits and everything that came from it, not only made me improve faster and made me be more open, but also gave me calmness. Because I was no more there fighting to be right, fighting to not be wrong. I was only there looking at things objectively, seeing if they were the best thing for me to achieve my goals, and if they were not, bro, then I let them go off, and I'm very happy to accept someone else's ideas if I realize that they are better for me and for my goals. Bro, if this video actually helped you out, and if you actually liked it, then make sure to subscribe, because I will be releasing very simply other videos like this one. And by the way, I will also put the summary of this video in the description down below. I will write it down for you. So if you want to recall the ideas, if you want to start implementing and become more humble, then go down there and check it out. And if you think that there is something that you don't agree with, then let me just know in the comments down below. Even rhyming, bro. And bro, another rhyme. Anyways, now we get to this week's quote. And it is that to be at peace with the world, we just have to accept it. To be at peace with other people, we just have to accept them. To be at peace with ourselves, we just have to accept ourselves. To be at peace with a specific situation, we just have to accept that specific situation. So, to be at peace in life, you just have to accept it. And here, I just want to share with you a little thing. Look at this little duck being here, not scared at all. I wish you all the best and see you in the next video.